Welcome to the Sushi Swap MISO AMA, where we bring on projects that have launched through the MISO Token Factory. Today I'm here with Gabby from Yield Guild Games. How are you today?
Hey, very good. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Thanks for coming on. We'll just start off here with a few questions, an intro to you, and we'll bring people up as they have questions. Raise your hand down at the bottom. There's a little hand button. We can you do that, and we'll get you up on stage after we warm up here and get a few questions under the show here. And if you want, there's also the AMA text questions. You can ask your questions via text over there. So thank you so much, Gabby. Welcome to the show. And yeah, if you don't mind here, just kind of introduce yourself, give a bit of a background, maybe some gaming experience and involvement currently with Yield
Yeah.
Guild.
Sure. So my name is Gabby, and my background is from the game industry. So I've been making games for 18 years now.
Wow.
So initial background is as kind of PC and mobile game developer,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how the journey to crypto started. In 2017, I heard about Ethereum and the concept of smart contracts or programmable money,
Mm-hmm.
and we were really intrigued to see how that could be woven into game design. So we started experimenting with smart contracts.
Mm-hmm.
And it was during this time that Cryptokitties came out in late
Yeah.
2017. And you remember it broke the Ethereum network.
Yep.
With cats, and then it popularized the term non-fungible token. Like there were NFTs before CryptoKitties, but like that's how it became popular, and that's how I first heard about it. And it was like it was a holy shit moment for me. It's like, oh my god, you can put unique tokens on chain as opposed to just money, right? And yeah, that was a really eye-opening experience. And just thinking that you can put game assets on chain and have them, I would say, like separated from the games themselves. Yeah, like that was a super interesting concept, and which made me really fall in love with NFT. So yeah, I've been in the NFT space since basically early 2018.
Yeah. Wow. Right on. So this is I guess inspiration for Yield Guild kind of spawned off of Cryptokitties then, in a sense.
In a way, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different. I would say there's a lot of different inspirations along the way. So, for example, I've been playing Axie Infinity since 2018. I've been doing a lot of different, I guess, use cases of NFTs. I've been collecting crypto art. I own a virtual land and put up a art gallery in Decentraland. Last year, I was playing with different use cases of NFTs and DeFi, like fractionalization, lending. So yeah, I just love all things related to NFTs.
Yeah, amazing. So then I guess like how did Yield Guild come to life then? Just maybe talk about that process a bit.
Okay, so this actually started around this time in August of last year. I was already playing Axie Infinity then, but Axie introduced the SLP token, which is like their game reward token, which kind of pioneered the whole play to earn movement. And how it works is that SLP is a token that's dynamically generated when you win matches against other people in the arena, and it's burned as a resource cost when you breed two Axies to create a new one. And of course, you need three Axies to start playing the game and playing against people to win SLP. So now it creates this interesting in-game economy where there are people who are playing the game and producing SLP and then selling that to people via OTC or via like an AMM like sushi to people who basically want to buy the SLP token because they're breeding Axies and then selling those Axies to new players who want to come in because they want to play the game and earn SLP, right? So it's a very interesting kind of circular crypto economy wherein you're creating a token that has a utility use case inside the game, which would make people want to buy it. And yeah, that's how it works. So this was happening last year. And during this time, a lot of people here in my home country in the Philippines were under lockdown. And basically had no jobs. They were stuck at home, getting really desperate, no way to earn money. And they found Axie Infinity somehow online. And these people weren't crypto enthusiasts. These were basically regular people who had gaming skills. And they downloaded the game, were able to buy 3 Axies, started playing, earned SLP, found a way to sell it for Philippine pesos. And they realized that they were actually earning like 3 to 5 times more playing Axie and selling SLP than they were from the jobs they were laid off
Yeah.
from.
Wow.
So it
Wow.
was kind of an amazing moment. And yeah, so that's where the initial surge of users came in, and Axie like went from maybe 1,000 to 5,000 users at that time,
Hmm.
which was really huge. I mean, it's much bigger now. There's now over 1 million players playing Axie Infinity, but that initial surge to 5,000 last year during the DeFi summer was yeah, really exciting back then.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Great. Great. So, I don't. You want to just give us like an over, or go ahead. You have something else, or you want to finish
Yeah,
that thought? Go ahead.
I guess yeah, so for how Yield Guild got started, at the same time this was happening, some people in the community figured out a way to lend out the Axies to other people. So there's a interesting quirk in the Axie architecture where there's 2 types of login. A typical like username password login and a wallet-based login. And people figured out that, for example, I could give you my account details. You can log in, and you can play the game, access my account, and start accruing SLP. But you couldn't take out my Axies or my SLP because you didn't have access to the private key. So
Mm.
this was how the what is called the scholarship program in Axie got started.
Okay.
In that, yeah, people who had excess Axies now realized I could lend you my account, you could play,
Hmm.
and you didn't have to buy Axies to get started and play the game. And this matches people who are basically whales who had a lot of money to buy Axies or breed them to the people who wanted to come in and play and earn money but couldn't afford the Axies upfront to do so.
Hmm.
So yeah, so this was another of those kind of really eye-opening moments, and I realized that it was possible to put together a game farming guild, which is what I called it back then, wherein you could raise some money and then basically offer the scholarship service to people around the world and help onboard them into crypto, into the metaverse via playing games like Axie Infinity.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's how we got started.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. It was, interesting you bring up the scholarship part and the managers and all this. As we were, I see Maka just put that in there, but as the Axie AMA was coming on, was going on, and we were having that, we were getting so many messages from. Can I speak with a manager? I am scholar. Can I have scholar? Where's a scholarship? We
Yeah,
were
yeah,
just
yeah.
getting all of it. It was impressive to see, to see that kind of chatter and activity around it. So, it's nice to shed a little bit more light around it. So cool. Yeah. So do you want to, I guess we kind of talked about how the inspiration of it. Do you want to just give a little more of an overview or,
Sure.
yeah, just functionalities, all that. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Yale Guild is a play to earn gaming guild. So that means that we invest in NFT assets or we breed them, buy them from different games. Of course, Axie being the most popular, but the guild also owns assets in games such as Sandbox, Formula One, Delta Time, Guild of Guardians. We have a City and Ember Sword. We have over 80 horses in Zed Run, and we use these assets and then lend them out to our player base so that they can play them and earn money from them without having to buy any of these NFTs upfront. So yeah, so we're a big community now of a little bit over 50,000 people. Around 10% of that, slightly under 5,000 people, are Axie scholars. So they're
Mm-hmm.
using our scholarship teams to play the game and earn money. But we have also have active communities in games like League of Kingdoms, which is like a Clash of Clans style like strategy game, but
Right.
the underlying land is NFTs that are owned by players, and yeah, games like Splinterlands as well. So yeah, people are just interested in playing like different kinds of games.
Right. So how many are involved there, do you say? Like how many kind of games do you have?
Over uh, So I guess overall the community is taking a look at maybe 30 games overall. We've invested in 10.
30.
And for the games that have come out, we're offering the assets to our player base.
Yeah. Wow. Great. Great. Yeah. So then, like that kind of ties into the YGG token. Yeah. Let's maybe just kind of unpack that a little bit. I guess MISO launch then. Hey.
Sure. So we so the guild now is around 10 months old, and we didn't want to launch the guild with a token because we felt that it was important to attract core community members that were excited about playing these play to earn games and NFTs without necessarily thinking about a token price. But at this time, I thought it was important for us to launch a token because the long term goal is to really have the players themselves as kind of owners of the protocol, and to kick off what would be our community mining program, wherein we would be uh, giving ways for our community to earn the token. We needed to launch the token first, and yeah, we really wanted to partner with MISO to do it, and that's what we did.
Yeah, perfect. And it was a very quick sale. Yeah, you sold out in yeah, what was it, 30
Yeah,
seconds?
yeah, you could say that. Like we were going to we were selling $12.5 million worth of the token, and
Hmm.
yeah, it sold out in 31 seconds. It was the largest sale back then. This was just like barely a month ago,
Yeah.
and now it's been eclipsed by like much larger sales. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was a milestone like 28 days ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. And I know some people had mentioned, it looked like it was concentrated between, 32 wallets, and there was a concern of, I guess, concentration. But
Mhm.
what was some of those wallets were pooled together, or how did that work?
Yeah, like we didn't dig too deeply, but we took a look at some of the wallets that actually purchased, and it seems like there were a lot of, I would say, very determined individuals that pulled capital together so that they could go into the MISO sale and buy tokens with very high gas.
Hmm.
So yeah, it looks really bad on the surface with 32 wallets buying up the entire supply, but actually it's a lot more diffused with, yeah, just I think the top wallet that bought was around 30 individuals. And if you look at the token now, excluding the ones that are on exchanges, there's actually over 7,000 token holders now.
Okay. Yeah. So the distribution is kind of working itself out. So yeah, that's I'm glad to hear that, because I know some people were concerned about centralization and concentration, but slowly making its way across. Then if we look over at now we've got dual rewards as well on with the onsen program, so that's awesome. Like yeah, what are we at, 20 million
Yeah,
in
that's
liquidity?
really awesome.
Yeah, 20 million with that, 100% APY APR. So yeah, get in there, everyone. If you got some YGG and some wrapped ether, get in that. So yeah, cool, cool. Here we just got a question coming in now from Wimwam saying any ETA for the YGG vaults.
So the vaults probably aren't gonna be until early next year. So what we're focused on now in the near term is we were putting the I would say final touches on the airdrop for our early contributors. So
Mm-hmm.
there's still a little bit of work to be done there, but I would say we're on the kind of closing stage of finishing that. We are working on the website where we will do the community mining program. So our community mining, so we don't have much planned in terms of liquidity mining. I mean, we have the double rewards on MISO, which is really good for the community. But the way for most of the community to earn YGG tokens is via the community mining program.
Right.
So we're setting up a site where if you own the guild badge, you'll have access to quests. And these quests are things that you can do in with our partner games and protocols. So, for example, with Axie as a partner game, if you are able to achieve XYZ, you can receive our token. So this is our preferred way for our guild members to be, I would say, to own part of the protocol by doing actions that accrue value to the protocol and not by merely providing liquidity. I mean, providing liquidity is great, but as I'm sure you've noticed, like most of the token rewards go to the whales that provide the most amount of money. And we want it to be action based, where if people do something that helps out the guild, they'll be able to receive tokens and, yeah, become, I guess, part of the ownership of that guild in that sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so participation is kind of helping with this versus just capital, capital involvement.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool. If anybody has questions, please raise your hand to get you up on stage. I sure appreciate it when we have people come up. And yeah, so please don't hesitate to
Let's
raise
take
your hand.
Jasper's question.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Okay, so question from Jasper the Friendly Ghost. Can you talk about the Yield Guild badge? Okay, so part of the, I would say, participation in the guild is that we are going to be creating several NFTs that would, like, almost think of them as like Xbox achievement badges, wherein if you do something, you get the badge. So the basic level is the Yield Guild badge. You can mint it now for zero cost, except gas, which may be kind of crazy at times. But that is like that is your basic membership level as like a member of Yield Guild. So that means it will open up the quest system, and there will be a lot of activities in the future that you will only be able to participate in if you are a member of Yield Guild. And because anyone can mint it for free and have it in their wallet, it's meant to be tied to the specific wallet it's minted in. So it's non-transferable. You can't sell it. You can try, but it'll revert. So what will happen is that once we have quests, for example, like just for example, Axie Infinity, if you do XYZ in the game, you receive the token. It'll be open to guild badge members. And so right now, I think there are over 9,000 guild badges that have been minted. It might be close to 10K already.
Oh,
And we'll also be airdropping just a lot of fun things that our partner games would want to give out to our members. So yeah, so definitely if you don't have one, go to yieldguild.io, mint the guild badge, show us like what badge number you have, and once we start rolling out the functionality related to that, it'll be an access badge, and you will be able to get some pretty cool airdrops as well.
yeah, cool. So quests, airdrops, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so and the quests are going to be like, so you were mentioning the quest being something that would come from Axie, but would you guys like have your own kind of quest built so that if somebody does that, I don't know. Yeah, just maybe some more examples of quests that might happen.
Yeah, so it doesn't necessarily need to be a game. For example, we can go to another protocol like Sushi and say, if you do this, for example, if you provide liquidity, as long as
Right.
we can tap into an API or on-chain data that can show that number one, you have the guild badge, and number two, it proves that you did this action. We'll be able to kind of give out token rewards. So that's something that we'd love to be able to kind of roll out with our partners,
Yeah,
like
cool.
Sushi.
Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, and then there it is, like just more. It's more than just the gaming aspect of it, and yeah, so maybe some people that are, yeah. I like how this is all tying together here. So if you've got people that are not so much on the gaming side, but more on the LP side, they can kind of like, hey, their gaming is DeFi, so they can kind of play that aspect of it and grow that way.
Exactly.
And then the other way too, when we've got people that are more into gaming, where they can say, hey, I'm a gamer, I can do all this stuff, and so then they're also getting participation for that. So really cool to see the engagement across, yeah, that whole, all these different ideas. So very cool, very
Yeah.
cool.
So I remember looking at the initial sushi site in August of last year, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is like Farmville," except with tokens, right? And the interesting thing is that like DeFi is basically gamified finance, and play to earn games are like games with DeFi, like financialized games, right? So they're
Mhm.
very like close cousins with each other.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
okay, let's take this next question from Eric
Sure.
Reed.
Actually, if you don't mind here,
Oh,
we've got a speaker here. So let's Coleone. Let's bring Coleone up. Let's take a couple of these here now, if you don't mind. Coleone, go ahead. How are you?
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Great. Thanks for
hey
joining
there.
us.
Hey, um, I I've been listening and I wanted to know how could I get like I want to get a badge pretty much because I know
Uh-huh.
I can't I don't I don't have the time to really play the games. I would love to, but yeah, I would like to get like a badge so I can like earn rewards over time or something like that. That does sound pretty cool because I didn't know you guys existed. This is like I'm learning everything and it's just like I play games like what I've been learning, like if I speak freely, like what is it? Coin to
Mhm.
apply, upland, all these different things that I'm looking for something, but I didn't know what I was looking for exactly. But definitely like
Uh-huh.
NFT space like Ethereum, like wanting to earn something that's really worth something, and going from there. Like I'm really digging what you're talking about. So hopefully I'm not like rambling, but yeah, I want to get a badge. So I'm sorry if y'all went over it, but can you like condense it a little bit and tell me again?
Yeah, sure. So very easy to get a badge. Head over to our website. It's yieldguild.io, and I think somebody put it in the AMA text questions channel. You can mint the guild badge there. You don't have to pay us anything. You do have to pay gas, so make sure that gas is kind of low when you do it. And yeah, that will be your entry point to kind of the yield guild quest system and airdrops that we'll be having in the near future.
Cool.
Boom.
Cool.
A little
All
bit of
right.
alpha there.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much, Coleone. Let's see another hand up here. We'll bring up one more question here, and then we can go to the AMA text questions. Williams. There he is. Go
Hello, guys.
Hi there.
I want to ask your criteria of pick up the games. Let why Juju will let all the member to play. Because I remember that you have say the game should be have some native token and like the I want to ask you about if a game that could win the NFT for the reward, but not a native token, will you pick out such kind of game? Yeah, because so far there are a lot of NFT NFT avatar is very popular. So I'm curious about it.
Right. Okay, so first I want to tackle the first question. So what are the type of games that we participate in with the community? So so usually we do want games that have a kind of play to earn component specifically, and in our case we define that as having assets or NFTs that produce some kind of native token reward. So
Yeah.
for Axie Infinity, that's SLP. For something like the Kingdoms, they actually give out DAI. Some may give out like some other game token. And the reason for that is that it's a lot easier for us to kind of portion out the rewards if you're using the NFT asset to have a native token reward. It's a lot harder in that case if, for example, if the reward is in NFT form. So like, do we give that to the player? How do we get our share? Do we sell it in a marketplace first? I mean, it's not impossible, but we really like the model of play to earn where you're basically using the NFT to earn some kind of like fungible token. Because yeah, it's kind of easy to split up between different parties. For example, just for example, in our Axie scholarship program, we split up the SLP earned this way. The scholar or the player of the game earns 70% of the SLP that they create. The community manager or the ones that recruit and train these communities on how to play the game, how to get better, they receive 20% of the SLP earned, and us as the guild, we earn 10%. So it's a lot harder to do that kind of split when you're doing basically NFT rewards instead of fungible token rewards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I'm thinking about in the future if there is any kind of metaverse game could provide some very awesome NFT like which is very popular like CryptoPunk or BYSC. Yeah, will
Yeah.
will
Well,
it
what's more
yeah,
likely is that like for example, we could form a sub DAO, and then if the
yeah,
rewards are NFTs, the NFTs could be in the sub DAO wallet, and the sub DAO would have its own token, which basically fractionalizes the wallet, and people would buy into ownership of that sub DAO token rather than the kind of NFT rewards itself. So that is a very likely model. It's something that we're going to be doing. For example, probably with things like Zrun. So with Zrun, you don't really need a lot of players to kind of manage a
Yep.
stable. You only need one manager. So
Yep.
it's not like one player will be playing each horse, but we can fractionalize that wallet and people can buy into it. So people can still can have access to the economic gains of our activities there.
Okay, got it. This is cool. Yeah, and I'm very very like the concept of sub-DAO. I think it's also like like a gamified accelerator or incubator. Yeah, yeah,
In a way, yeah.
yeah. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for the question.
Hey, thank you very much, Williams. All right, let's head to a couple of these questions from. Yeah, I kind of cut you off there before I brought people on stage. Some of the questions we wanted to go to in the AMA text questions. Which one did you want to touch there, Gabby?
Yeah, let's go back up. Okay, as play to earn grows as a movement, how will Yield Guild interact with other play to earn gaming guilds? Okay, that's a really good question. First of all, I think it's healthy for there to be a lot of guilds in the ecosystem. You definitely do not want kind of an IOI kind of situation. If you've watched or read Ready Player One, where there is just one dominant guild. But that said, the way to think about Yield Guild is that we're actually not like one large guild. We're actually what we call a guild of guilds or a DAO of DAOs. So right now, we only have one sub DAO, the League of Kingdoms one. But as we go along, we expect there to be dozens, if not hundreds, of its own sub DAOs. And in a way, we already have like 19 scholarship managers for our Axie scholarship program. We don't actually run any of the scholarship programs ourselves. We work with established managers around the world, in the Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, for example, also in Venezuela and Brazil. So we're empowering community managers to have their own little scholarship communities using the assets that Yield Guild breeds itself. So if you're an experienced community manager, we partner with you, and you don't actually have to pay for the breeding of Axies, which is a very significant cost. We need you to recruit and manage the scholars and make sure that they're earning, and we kind of take care of the rest. So yeah, we want to interact with a lot of different guilds.
Cool. Thank you very much, Eric Reed. Okay. Coda Vista, maybe we could touch on that a bit. YGG have plans to in-purchase game assets for Illuvium and Star Atlas or other games?
Okay, so we were lucky to be able to invest in the early rounds of this. So we didn't buy assets, but we bought tokens. And our thinking there is that if we really like a game, and they're still raising a seed round, if we can get in early, then we can help support these games, help build a community, for example, do AMAs. Also, if we get the token earlier, that means we'll be able to buy assets at a lower price. That means we can buy more NFTs and then provide them to more of our guild members. So yeah, so we bought into the kind of early private rounds of Star Atlas and Illuvium. And what's really cool about it is that like we're not a VC, we're basically a gaming guild, but because we come with a large community of gamers, these game developers like it when we're actually investing in private rounds alongside the VC. So think of like being part of the ownership of Yield Guild as a way to also get into the early deals into these games that we have been getting into.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Thank you for that. Going into another one from Jasper here. You guys are predominantly based in Southeast Asia right now. Do you have plans to spread out or continue to focus mainly on that region? I see it was answered in the text, but maybe we could just expand upon that.
Yeah, super good question. So there's actually a lot of activity in Latin America right now. So for example, we have a lot of scholars in Venezuela. We have a lot of scholars in Brazil. We also have a presence in Colombia and like a few other countries as well. So yeah, so the kind of goal is that we do want to blanket the entire world with digital assets, NFTs, and become the gateway to the metaverse. Of course, we have to kind of pick the regions where we are starting so far. So we are starting in Southeast Asia and Latin America. But yeah, like our guild members are actually from all over the world.
Cool. Another one here from CK. And just before I get into that, if anybody has questions that wants to come up on stage and ask them, please raise your hand and we'll get you up here. I've had a couple up already. I really appreciate it when we have speakers. So there's a couple hands coming up now, but we'll take CK's question here where it says, for anyone trying to set up a play to earn component with the YGG community in another country such as Africa, who is a good person to reach out to, and any recommendation on how to start will be helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, I answered that in text. So we have our head of game partnerships, Sartobi. Just look for him in the YGG Discord, and yeah, that would be the best place to start.
Perfect. Okay, we got 3 to have vintage. And is that working? Maybe not working here. Okay. Oh, there we are. Hi there.
Hello, Tango.
Hey.
Hello, Gabby, can you?
We got
Hi
you.
there.
All right, wonderful. It's great to meet you, Gabby. Very impressed with what you guys are doing. Congrats on the round with A16Z and just everything you guys have been accomplishing.
Thank you.
Coming energies from Axie and all of that. So I want to confirm my understanding really quickly before I ask my question. So from what you said about what you guys are doing and some of the stuff that's been written, it sounds like what you're building is the communication infrastructure based around NFTs and crypto, which allows you kind of as a guild to coordinate groups of people to deploy their time in order to drive economic activity in virtual worlds. That's kind of what you're doing, right? And so you can scale that up, large groups of people, right? And then hypothetically, you could send out a ping for some sort of quest and mobilize like 200,000 people to go do that activity, right? And that's kind of
That's right.
right. And there's almost unlimited scale with that. Okay, great. So that type of model is very, very interesting, very impressive. You know, kind of goes back to some of the Ready Player One stuff you're talking about. It's also very kind of focused on a certain life stage in some ways, right? Like there's people of different ages, right? Just like there's different geographies. Right? But we also play games in different ways too, right? So you can have quests that are only for adults, with mobilizing adults, or there's other things where it might be more friendly towards teenagers or even younger people. But that raises all sorts of issues and questions too. And given how permissionless crypto is, where people can just show up and you can't really age verify them, what have you guys' thoughts been around, because when people start gaming and start doing things, if they're 16 and younger, and how you want to manage that flow as you're triggering this mass amount of human behavior with each kind of ping that you send out in the future?
Yeah, that's a very good question and a very philosophical one. Because on one hand, you do want to adhere to the concepts of like decentralization and actually minimizing the amount of personal information that you're collecting. So, for example, like becoming a member of Yield Guild, we ask you to get a guild badge. We don't ask for your age, for example, or what country you're from. And over time, your achievements that you get will be a collection of on and off chain data that will be that will signify your achievements in the guild. Like when it comes to age, like I don't have any like concrete action on that so far, but one of the things that may be possible, for example, is there any way to get like zero knowledge proof for checking whether people are a certain age or not? Like we wouldn't be able to build that ourselves. We would need to partner to someone building that kind of like identity solution. But yeah, if you have, for example, content that is appropriate only for adults, then we'd probably look at gating some of that content in that manner.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. I think that's a really thoughtful answer, and I'm really glad to hear you mentioning the idea of zero knowledge proofs as part of the identity stack in that solution too. A lot of folks are doing research in that space, but we're still a bit of a ways away from getting it to happen. But
it's
that's
very early,
the thinking you need. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But definitely, like we don't want to be collecting data on like how old people are. Like, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that.
Awesome. Alrighty. Thank you very much, Vintage. Appreciate it. Eric D's.
Thanks for that. So I was just wondering whether, because I missed the earlier segment, is there a playback on this discussion where I can watch, listen to?
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah,
It'll be
so-
up on the Sushi Official YouTube channel. I'll plug that again at the end, and maybe somebody, if they don't mind, type that into AMA text questions. But we'll go through that at the end as well. But yes, short answer,
Yeah, awesome.
yes.
Awesome. And second question is, do you have like statistics pertaining to like how many players does the guild has, and which are the games, and what is the accrued revenue of, from each of the different projects, and what's the roadmap going forward? Thanks.
So we have actually a lot of material on our Medium, yaleguild.medium.com. 2 weeks ago, we published an article on like what exactly is in the treasury, what the addresses are. So yeah, you can head over to our Medium, take a look at that.
All right, thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Eric. All right. Jasper. Come on up. Here we go.
Hi, can you hear me?
You betcha.
All right, this is
Hey,
a bit of a
Guildmate.
longer question. Hello, Guildmate. That's very cool. Thank you. Sorry, anyway. My question, this is a bit of a longer one. It pertains to governance and is also a bit philosophical. So in the concept of the sub-DAO architecture, you, I believe, would initially start with a pool of YGG tokens that you would then sub-allocate towards a sub-DAO. Is that a correct or incorrect reading of it?
It's one model. So think of SubDAO as basically a contained unit of assets that that a community would coalesce around. So it could be assets for one game. Like for example, our League of Kingdoms SubDAO, and I believe we're taking a look at Splinterlands next. It could be that we will be collecting assets under a particular geography. So just for example, people in China or people in India or Brazil might want to be playing specific games, and we might want to create a sub-DAO that would cater to people from a particular geo. And when we create a sub-DAO, it would basically have like its own kind of token distribution, its own multi-sig wallet, its own governance, and of course, Yield Guild itself, as kind of the mother DAO, would want to own some of those tokens, sub-DAO tokens in its treasury. But as much as possible, we wouldn't want to participate in the direct governance itself because we don't want to be voting on like what those sub-DAOs are doing. We want the people who are active in that sub-DAO to be voting on what the sub-DAO is doing. So that's what we are trying to do as far as sub-DAO governance is concerned. As you've seen with YGG LOK, League of Kingdoms, there's been 2 proposals that's been passed so far. And yeah, I think we'd love to see more experiments on kind of localized sub-DAO governance. But yeah, that's how we're thinking about it. So yeah, if you have any follow-up questions to that, I'm happy to hear them.
Yeah, my basic concern was just worrying about any potential for the YGG main governance to have undue influence on smaller sub-DAOs. So hearing that the governance would be purely localized is comforting.
Yeah. So think of the like main YGG as probably just executing. Like I mean, I don't know. There might be like very, very rare occasions when like the governance has been attacked and we might try to kind of use our voting power. But our general like mental model on this is that we actually don't want to vote in what's happening on the sub-DAO level. We're there to execute. Of course, you can ask us what we think. We can signal what we think. But we want the people in the sub-DAOs who are doing basically local day-to-day governance of how these games are played to be the one to decide how it's governed, and probably something short of a kind of like vampiric attack or something. We probably will stay away from voting.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Jasper. Okay. We've got a couple of questions that we can look at from the text questions. What is the utility value? I guess we were kind of touching on YGG a bit here. You want to expound on that further, Gabby? Or
let's take a few more questions first. Anyone else want to come to the stage?
Okay, I'll bring. There's one more hand here. RJ Webb. RJ Webb. You good to go? Okay, maybe not. The con. Let's try that. The con.
Heck
Go
yeah.
ahead. Hey, there you are. Go ahead.
Wow, that just changed my speakers. So like I'm young, like I'm a college student, right? And I'm here in the US. Is like I guess I haven't looked into it a whole lot, so this might be a beginner question, but is it mostly just for people like a lot of the stuff that you guys are doing with Axie or anything else? Is that mostly just for people that have those local like I forget what you called it, like overseers that can help you out within the game, or is it like anybody that's remote can help within the games and everything?
Yeah, everyone is welcome. So there are different ways to get involved. Of course, you can be part of the scholarship. If you have your own Axies, you can practice with the team and even be part of our esports team. If you put YGG on your in-game name and you place in the top, I don't know, like in the leaderboards of Axie, you'll actually be eligible to get YGG token rewards. And we're gearing up to have kind of an official YGG esports team that will be competing in Axie and other various games. So yeah, definitely, you're welcome to join.
No, yeah, I have to mint the badge, and then I get access to the portal. Is it? And then you go through and there's stuff in there. I guess am I kind of doing that right?
Well, well, yes, but the easiest way right now is just join the Discord and start interacting with people. Find the people who
Okay.
are playing Axies, start getting better. There's a parallel process. Like the only thing you can do with the website right now is mint the guild badge, but we're actually working on the functionality that the guild badge enables at the moment, and we'll be rolling that out like as soon as we're ready.
Awesome. Thanks.
And then the YGG token is that recent? I guess I'm not well versed on that, but that's just a governance
Yeah, we
token,
released
right?
it on MISO just not even a month ago, so it's very new. And yes, it's used for governance. We have some things that are planned staking wise for it soon. You can read that in the white paper. But yes, it is a governance token.
Awesome. All right. Thank you very much, Connor. The con. We've got one more hand up here. Is probably we should start looking at wrapping up here soon as well. Scared money. We'll bring that up for. Bring you up. Scared money. Don't be scared. Get your money up here. Scared money. Oh, here we are. Scared money. Looks like you're trying to speak, but nothing's coming through. Maybe go down and touch the microphone or check your input on how to speak. You're not muted. Try something else. You're gonna want to maybe select the input. There's a little arrow or something underneath that microphone. Looks like you're trying to speak, but nothing's coming through here. I may have to move you back to the stage or just get you to ask during the asking the AMA text questions. Really sorry here, Scared Money, but yeah, maybe reconnect and try again. I'm sorry this isn't working. Or just answer your question or ask your question via the AMA text questions channel. Okay, do we have any other questions in AMA text questions that you want to go through there, Gabby?
Okay. Well, actually, we've got some of our community providing a lot of the answers here. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Parallel, really love what they're doing. We're not officially in it yet. I would say that we're probably looking for a way to get involved with some of their later drops. I love what they're doing so far, and they've been like great interaction with the community. But as of now, we sadly have no assets from Parallel. But I do have a really dope sweatshirt that they sent me.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, we had Coleone, get you back up here one more time. And that'll probably be it for voice speakers after this. Go ahead, Coleone.
Hey, so yeah, I definitely just wanted to get involved. You said just joining the Discord and letting yourself be known and just getting to know everybody is the best
Yeah.
way to go. All right then.
Yeah.
That's pretty much my only question.
Perfect.
Cool.
Thanks.
Like if you see some of our guild members that are in AMA text questions, that's actually how they got involved. Like they got like really active contributing in the Discord server. And yeah, like now they have like moderation powers, and you see like they show up in all of the different servers in the metaverse where Yield Guild has a presence. And now that I'm here in the sushi server, like here they are. So yeah, we are everywhere.
All right. Thank you guys.
Okay.
Right. Awesome.
Okay, let me answer this one from Syntax. It's a very, I would say, AMM specific question. What do you make of the high impermanent loss on the YGG/ETH LP pool? Well, what I make of that is that like I guess the YGG price has gone up so much in the last month that like just how the 50/50 AMM works is that if you put in YGG ETH at a much lower price, then I guess your LP stake will be much weighted towards ETH right now. Tango, you want to say something related to that?
Yeah, just with 50/50 pools, that's kind of a IL kind of works like that. But maybe with Trident, people will be able to take a look at having weighted pools and maybe making that work for them a little bit better. That's really, all I can kind of say about that. I don't know if there's anybody else in the audience that wants to say more about it, but I think that kind of covers it.
Yeah. All right, I want to take this question. How does the partnership with Sandbox look like? So first of all, we're super excited about Sandbox. We have two estates, a 6x6 estate and a 12x12 estate. And we also have a bunch of sand in our treasury. So in general, we want to build our first iteration of our kind of guild headquarters in the metaverse in Sandbox. But we actually want to solicit plans from the community on how to go about it. Like we want our community to be building on top of the land and finding a way to do play to earn on top of that land. And like we haven't figured out a way to do it yet. Like if there are builders in the community that can give us proposals on building on top of our smaller estate, the 6x6 one. Very happy to take some of those proposals. And yeah, like if the community wants to put something forward, we're very happy to listen to it. And we'd love to have something built on top of our land, definitely.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, POAPs, we'll get to that at the end here. We are going to wrap up right away. We are maybe bring on this one question here. Hanlin. This is a question, and are you going to be watching the YGG Axie tournament, Gabby? Cool. Yeah, I think.
So what is the Axie tournament? We have the Yield Guild Open happening. It's a tournament. It's an Axie tournament that is sponsored by Yield Guild Games, and yeah, we have 64 teams vying for I think it was like $35,000 worth of rewards. So it's the first tournament that we are organizing ourselves. We've joined a bunch of tournaments before, but yeah, this is something we're doing with Community Gaming and Axie Infinity, where we are hosting a tournament ourselves. And yeah, you're gonna see a lot more esports related events in the future. I think just the intersection of a play to earn guild and esports is very exciting. And yeah, we want people to come into a Yield Guild, maybe start as a scholar somewhere around the world, and be able to say that, one day I want to be an Axie Infinity world champion with YGG. And
Nice.
yeah, that's what we want to do.
Very cool. Yeah. Okay. Well, listings for FTX and Binance in the future.
Well, of course, we never talk about
Listings.
exchange listings
Yeah.
until they list. And this is what every project does, but everyone still asks like when Binance or when that, and you know that like you can never talk about them until they happen.
Yeah.
So let's just say that we're always looking for more ways to get people access to a YGG token, and that's what we're always doing.
Yeah. Okay. We'll take a couple more questions and then we'll wrap up here. We're at the 50-minute mark, and I know I wanted to keep this. I know you need to leave right away, so yeah. There's a question here. Don't see many options for advertisements or perks. Is that a game plan? Yeah, advertisement or perks in that question.
Advertisement, as in like advertising to YDG players. Like, you want to go on stage and talk about that a little bit more?
OG Fatu, if you want to come up here, we can. I guess Corp City has said trying to make space for them. YGD Discord. Yeah, that's maybe kind of been answered there. Corp City has just said, as of now, we are trying to make space for them in YGG Discord, but Sedano will release more info for that. So,
okay, there we go.
Cool. Okay, well, I think this is a great place to wrap it up then. I'm awesome. This has been great, Gabby. I really appreciate you coming out and answering everyone's questions. With I don't know, any last comments, questions, concerns you want to throw out? Any alpha leaks, anything?
Well, it's more like if you want to get involved, go to our Discord server, discord.gg/ydg. You already see some of our very fine folks in the community and the AMA text questions. So yeah, definitely, if you want to learn more, just hop over, and we would love to have the sushi community there.
Awesome. So website, socials, yieldguild.io, is that correct?
Yieldguild.io for minting for the website and minting the guild badge.
Perfect. So that's where you're going for that. And then do you have, we've got links to Discord and Twitter and Telegram right from there? To all your socials are on that website. Yep. Perfect. That's probably the best way to go. I know links can get kind of messy at times. So I really like that. Just being able to click that, get into the Discord. So that's perfect. Wanted to mention too here, as we're in the sushi birthday week here, we're going to be having, there is currently an NFT contest going on. So if you look over into the left side there is, there will be some contest chat going on with that. Recommend that you get join on with Collabland. So you'll go in and type in. We'll put some instructions here, I guess, further with all this, but. Just you want to join Collabland, make sure that your wallet's connected to your Discord account, and then if you've got 5x Sushi or Sushi in your wallet, that'll give you access to get into those channels. So just keep a heads up in that. We'll discuss a little bit more as we go there with that, and just wanted to drop that out. We're also looking to plan a pixel party as well via POAP. So. We'll have some more information on that, but that's looking to be a pixel party for Friday, Saturday, Friday night, Saturday, and part of Sunday there as well. So that's kind of still tentatively getting put together, but excited about that, and I always love doing things with POAP. So, and as regards to the POAP, this will be, we've got everybody logged. It looks like I've got 390 records, and there's 391 in the audience, 92. So if you've been in here for 15, 20 minutes, you should be eligible for a POAP. The bot should have logged you. So it looks like it's almost logged everyone. So that's great. And then just go over to Get POAP, that channel. I'll open that up in a minute. It's closed right now. I'd like to keep it closed during the AMAs so we don't end up flooding it and breaking it. So !claim, that'll be open up here in a little while. And this has been recorded and will be posted up onto the Sushi official YouTube channel. So you can check out that recording shortly here. So that, follow me on on Twitter at 0xtangle to stay updated with any of the latest and greatest AMAs coming out of Sushi. And we also have the Sesh bot for on our calendar channel, which is just underneath the announcements. Go over there and click on the green check mark, and it'll give you some options there from a DM with a DM from Sesh bot. So there it is. Hopefully yeah, hopefully that's good. Syntax, just to reiterate the sushi requirements, I believe you need to just join Collabland. So that's with the exclamation point join. And we can go through that afterwards too. But that is the key thing there. And making sure you got 5 X Sushi or Sushi on mainnet in your wallet. And it should verify that. So anyways, that's all I got. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Gabby. Really appreciate it. Excited for everything in the future here with Yield Guild. And yeah, have a great day. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. Bye-bye.